All right, pleased to be joined by San Diego Padres pitcher Mike Clevinger. Mike, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, first and foremost, for you, how are you feeling health-wise going into the season, and how excited are you that the season is finally here after just the lockout and spring training and all of this stuff outside of baseball happening?
No, I mean I'm super excited to just get back out there. Had a little hiccup with the knee. I mean, I think it's just getting my body used to throwing again. It's been 18 months since I was able to get on the mound and compete. But so basically, I'm only going to miss one start with that, one maybe two, and then I'll be right back in the rotation. So I'm just still itching to get back.
What excites you most about the San Diego Padres this year? You guys obviously have high expectations. It's a tough division, like always, with the Dodgers, with the Giants, but you guys were right in the thick of it last year and the year before that. It's still an incredibly talented team. So, yeah, just what excites you most about this year's version of the San Diego Padres?
I think it's even the changes we made with our some of the staff, just some of the way the things are happening around spring training. It's just the way, whether it's Egertronic, like the high speed frame work for pitching, or even the way I guess we're, using analytics for hitting. So I think we're going to take all this talent. Now we have a way to really start maximizing our potential. And on top of that, everyone's coming into camp with a chip on their shoulder. They know that, last year didn't pan out the way, even close to how we wanted it to. So it's good to see how hungry everybody is. And I can't wait to get out there and fight with them.
As a pitcher, I know baseball and casual baseball fans may not appreciate the kind of intricacies that go into pitching and facing different batters and the kind of mind games you have to play as a pitcher. So when you're preparing to go up against some of the best, and like I said, you've got a lot of great batters, not only in your division, but in baseball, what are some of the things that you do without giving too much away that you just approach each of those big batters with, whether it be a mind game or just different things that you kind of taken from preparation into the game?
Well, a lot of it's like knowing the hitter. Like there's some really great hitters that they don't come off their game plan because they know that a lot of guys are going to be able to execute every pitch they want. So like they can know where their cold zones are, but they're still going to bank on you not executing. Then you have guys that are going to play the chess match. There's going to be guys that are going to look at your percentages, and that's when you got to figure out, are they chasing percentages, or is he have his own attack plan that he's following? And that's when you go back and forth between that. Do I just keep beating his cold zones, or is this guy going to open up and maybe try to hit that pitch that he's not comfortable hitting because he knows I'm going to attack it? And just kind of reading the game in that aspect, I think, helps out a lot.
Is that your favorite part of pitching? Just like the mental mind games, kind of the chess match, like you said, of it all?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, I think the most satisfying pitch in baseball for me is that, two strike fastball that you can just throw right over the plate and you have him locked up, so you've been swaying him back and forth, and you throw that one that he probably should have hit a mile and he just freezes. Like that's probably still my favorite moment in baseball.
That's really cool. I can't even imagine what that feels like as a pitcher. You're showing off your incredible flow here. And I mean, there's a lot of incredible flow in sports and baseball. So I don't know if you have like a Mount Rushmore of like guys that are athletes that have flow. I would put you on there based on what I've seen. And your hair is very versatile. I've seen the pigtail look. I've seen different kind of looks with the hat. It's different. So do you have guys that you look up to and admire their hair as well? Like a lot of people probably admire yours.
I'm trying to think in the sports world. I mean, I think it all goes back to, dude, when Brad Pitt played Achilles in Troy. I think that was the epitome of flow. That's when flow was like cool to me when I was a kid. I remember being like, God, well, I had to be 12 years old. And I was like, I want to have long hair the rest of my life.
I love that. I mean, I have like, it's not as long as yours, but I've been growing it out.
Oh, you still got the lettuce? So. Yeah, for sure.
As a hockey player, I feel like it's an obligation to have some lettuce. So it feels nice coming out of the helmet, or in your case, the hat. It looks cool.
Yeah. It's like my favorite videos on YouTube.
The flow videos?
the all lettuce teams, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, like there's the Minnesota State like tournament.
Yes, that one. Yeah.
It's amazing. Some of the hairstyles they have are just
they almost got me convinced to go mullet. If I start having a downtime during the year, I'm going straight full mullet and just committing.
I love that. Well, hopefully we don't see that because that means
No,
you're
yeah,
having a down year.
hopefully we don't.
I saw a tweet of yours that I got to ask you about. You said that there isn't truly a better video game than Pokemon. And so
Right.
there are some Pokemon debates within the world because everyone has had this debate. Which starter is the best starter to go with?
I mean, I'm biased because I've always been fire type, but it's got to be Charmander. I don't care about there's new generation. There's just nothing that beats when you get that Charizard maxed out and you do it the right way. When he's homegrown, it's extra ability, extra power, and there's nothing that really beats it. He's even gonna withstand a water type's heavy attack versus like a Blastoise, one electric move, he's gone. Venusaur, one fire move, he's gone. But I feel like Charizard stands the test of time. Doesn't matter all these different types. He stands the test of time in my eyes.
And Charizard's definitely the coolest looking, like
for sure.
Yeah.
And as a pitcher, his number one move is a flamethrower. So me and him ride.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of flamethrower and his number one move, the next question I wanted to ask, I'm gonna throw out some of your teammate names. Can you give me just like the first Pokemon that comes to mind of this teammate? So I mean Fernando Tatis.
Ooh. God. Oh, I'm gonna go Score Bunny.
Okay. Why Score Bunny?
Yeah. Just because he's super electric and super explosive, super strong, but he's just a happy-go-lucky, kind of flighty kind of guy.
He's got hops too.
Yeah, and he's got hops. Yeah, for
got mad hops. Blake Snell.
Snorlax, dude, for sure.
Why Snorlax?
Snorlax. Because he's a sleeper. I
love that.
He's still got some closet strength.
And the last one I'll go with Yu Darvish.
Oh, Lugia for sure. Maybe Mewtwo. I'm going Mewtwo for you. Yeah,
why Mewtwo?
Just the almighty, all-knowing. He just seems like he has his stuff together, has everything figured out. He's a step ahead of the game. Yeah.
I love that. Those are such good comps. And last one I want to do with you, a little rapid fire, just some cool baseball questions. So who's like, I don't want to say scariest batter you've ever faced, but like what's a memorable matchup in your mind when you just, maybe it was like your big league debut or just like kind of, whoa, I'm here moment when like this batter stepped in the box and it felt different than like a normal batter per se.
I've never really had that kind of like, oh wow, like this guy's in the box. Like, I mean, I kind of felt that way when I first met Cal Ripken Jr. because I looked up to him playing. Like, I got to meet him before the playoff game when we were in the World Series my rookie year, and that was kind of like wild to me. But there's this one random time when I like was pitching well my rookie year, got in a jam, and then Mauer was getting up to the plate. And I was like, just thinking in my head, like, man, he won the MVP when I was in 7th grade. And I remember everything got kind of like the ground got shaky and I literally had to step off and call time and I had my catcher come out and talk to me. And I just kind of like BS'd about whatever pitches we were going over. But in my head, I'm like, dude, I just couldn't think about what I was doing. All I was thinking about was, dude, I was literally like eating Hot Pockets, about to go to like baseball practice, watching him win the MVP. And now I got to get him out with 2 outs in the 7th inning.
Did you end up getting him out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
No, that makes the story even better. That's so cool. Yeah, he was on the cover of MLB games. Like he was in his prime, just like one of the best in the league for sure. Like that's a really, really cool moment. What's the one ballpark snack you can't say no to?
Oh, shoot, anything in New York, like anything in Yankee Stadium, but Dodger dogs, like they got to eat a hot dog every time in LA. Like they have them in the locker room. There's no chance of turning it down. You got to do it.
What's the best ballpark that's not your home ballpark that you just love playing in as a road player?
Probably the Chicago White Sox, just because they're mound. Oh, I have my best velocity games have always been in Chicago. I mean, that's when everything started to click for me. Their mound is just like perfect. I think everyone should copy what the White Sox are doing with that pitching mound.
What's the difference between it and normal ones? Is it just like
I don't know. I wish I knew. I mean, they're all regulated and they're all measured out, but for some reason, some just like maybe it's the backdrop or the positioning. Like it just feels tall and it feels like you're going straight downhill, and it's like too steep. It's like a perfect landing.
So
really set you up for success on the mound in Chicago. But also Toronto's the same way. Toronto, their mound is, I feel like, built for the sinker ball pitchers they had. Their mound's extra tall.
Do you guys don't get to come here often, I'm guessing, right?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just with how the schedule kind of works out.
No, my rookie year, yeah, my first couple of years I did when I was with the Indians. We had the good ALCS battle, and that was probably the loudest I've ever to this day I've ever heard any ballpark was inside Toronto in the ALCS. That was the loudest I've heard anything. It was literally the ground was legitimately shaking from the people.
That's crazy. I remember those series. Like, I've never seen this. Like, hockey's obviously a very popular sport here, and so is basketball. Right. But when the Jays were having those runs, like those back-to-back years when they really went for it, I've never seen anything quite like that before. It was pretty spectacular.
I've never seen a baseball environment. That literally felt like a football environment.
Wow, that's really cool. That's cool to hear from a player. Last one I'll get for you is, what's your weirdest superstition or the weirdest superstition you've seen from a teammate? Because I imagine athletes everyone's got a superstition, but athletes specifically, I feel like just have some sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Like, I mean, mine's pretty weird. It's more just lengthy. It's not anything too out of the ordinary. It's just like, whenever like the second out happens, like I'm in between innings, the second out happens, I make sure I fold my towel and like perfect. And I'm not the guy that's my room's probably always messy. Like, I'm not the neat type, but it's like I fold my towel. If I get it wrong, I refold it, get it perfect. I have to do like 3 swipes with 3 fingers on my number, touch my hat with both hands to the top, put my hat on. That's when I get my glove. And then I have to go over to the furthest stairs away from where the manager is, do some hamstring stretches 3 each side, then run out, hop over the line. And then I have to flip the ball up with my glove, like backhand, flip it up to my hand. And if I don't get it, I put the ball back down and do it again. So
I was just going to ask, if you didn't get it, you do it again.
I'll literally, like, when I've had the umpire toss me a ball because they needed a new ball, so he throws it out there for the beginning of the inning. I put it on the ground and flip it up to myself.
I love that. Actually, I was talking to Sergio Romo earlier in the day, and he said the same thing about hopping over the line. He does the exact same thing. Yeah,
I have to do that every time.
Wow. Maybe it's a pitcher thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, all the best this season. I really appreciate you taking the time, and hopefully a deep playoff run, a healthy season, and your best season yet.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Yeah.